Hey everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, if you care at all.
If you care at all about Super Bowl Sunday, maybe you set up a second television like Grandma Lou does. Now, for anybody, all right, so we talk about two grandmas on this show, right? There's Grandma Lou, which watches GH every day with my mama.
Yeah, she lives here with my husband and I.
Yes, and then there's Granny, who watches over us.
Granny was my mom.
Yeah, who watches over
Granny
us
was my mom.
every single Sunday and hangs out with just the stars and celebrities.
She sure
From
does.
General Hospital all the time.
Right there.
You know,
she's a star of our heart.
Yeah, if you're into like, spiritual, like altars and things like that, if I had a candle burning and food offered, Granny would be hanging out with all these people in spirit.
And she'd probably come tell you how the snack you left her sucks and she don't like it.
Well, she wouldn't tell me that. She would tell you that, but she wouldn't tell me directly. She wouldn't say,
That's
Matthew
true.
did this. She wouldn't say, Matthew, how dare you? She would go to you and say, oh my God, Matt just left me the worst snack, but I can't tell him. He's too sweet. Hey, everybody.
Oh, gosh.
Look at this, Mama. Look at this. The elevator, once again, is packed full of people. Chandra's here. Kelly is here. Okay, we got Angela. Angela's here. Angela, big-time writer now for soap opera news. Getting all kinds of interviews recently. She was talking in the chat before. You guys got to scroll up. She does the print, the interviews, like Soap Opera Digest, but not Soap Opera Digest. It's different.
Oh.
Yeah, she's getting ready to talk to Sarah Joy Brown. So keep your eyes open up for that coming soon. And then she talked to somebody on Bold and the Beautiful recently. She talked about it in the chat before we got started. So scroll up and reference that because that's coming out soon. Cool. So great job, Angela. Awesome, cool things happening for you. Janet is here. Justin is here. Jeannie is here. Stephanie is here. Sandy is here. Carolyn is here. Bozzolini is here. Queen of the South is here. My God, Mom. My God. It's like people didn't have State of Mind today. They got State of Mind out of their way yesterday, and they're right here ready for the 10th floor, ready for the big announcement, Ma.
Was State of Mind yesterday?
Yeah, they put it up yesterday because of the Super Bowl.
Oh, we pushed it forward today because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. Guys, I don't know. I have watched and listened to State of Mind, but typically don't get it live.
Yeah.
Because I'm busy getting ready for this.
Right.
But it's on.
Kaiwan is here too.
Hi, Kaiwan. How you doing?
Gracious. Hey. Hello. You know, Mom, we got a big announcement to do today as well.
We sure do.
And I've got this timer that is on pause that I need to push the button for because in 30 minutes from right now, we're going to reveal the next big interview that's going to happen here on the 10th floor. And not only is it going to happen here on the 10th floor, but it's going to happen here on the 10th floor next week.
It is.
It's happening next Sunday live at 11 o'clock here. And in 29 minutes and 45 seconds, we're going to tell you who it's with. Elegant is here too, Ma.
My gosh. You guys, everybody's piled into.
Melissa. Everybody.
Is Melissa there?
Melissa, all right, okay, we got to get this elevator up to the 10th floor right now. Otherwise, we're going to hit the weight capacity, which is a sheer mass of people.
Right, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Last week. And Melissa. I've been Chet, and Melissa. We love that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Melissa, you were good. You were good last week. Everybody was good last week. The chat, just, we love you. We wouldn't be the 10th floor like we are today if it wasn't for y'all.
Melissa, I want to know, just because I'm curious, having a daughter named Melissa. What's your middle name?
Ooh.
What's your middle name, Melissa? Will you tell us?
Ooh. And if you don't want to tell us, you can tell us in private message on Twitter, and I'll tell her in private conversation later. I love how Elegant is here, just bringing all the eleganza to the 10th floor, When Elegant is here, there's sequins, there's sparkles, there's drag queens. Hey, GH is known for drag queens, okay? I was surprised that there's not a drag queen at the wedding. Anytime there's a party now, Frank Valentini throws in a drag queen, which is great. I love it.
I think you might have to wait for someone else to get married for the drag queen. I think a drag queen will come to a wedding, but just not this particular.
Brad's wedding. I can see one going to Spinelli's wedding. I want Spinelli to have a drag
Absolutely.
Friend. I want Spinelli to have a drag
somebody
friend.
officiating, a drag queen officiating Spinelli and Maxie next time.
Oh my God, that would be just, yes, the epitome of style standing in front of us right now. Oh, goodness gracious. Michelle. Oh, interesting. My niece's middle name is Michelle. Oh.
Melissa Michelle.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We won't ask for your last name and put it on blast in front of the millions and millions of people that watch the 10th floor.
We have Melissa Renee.
And Elegant has a daughter named Melissa Therese. Oh, it's so nice. Melissa's a very popular name. Kelly had a best friend named Melissa. Look at that. You did well, Ma. You picked a name that wasn't going to get made fun of.
Well,
Sissy Lissy.
I picked some, a lot of people would say I picked some boring names. Well, but I don't think so.
You know, while we're talking about baby names, we got a baby name this week on General Hospital.
We sure did. And our Scarlett's middle name is Amelia.
I know, look at that. We're just sharing everything. We got a Rocco in the family, okay?
We do.
We got an Amelia middle name.
We do. You guys did. I think they did actually show it. How do they spell Amelia?
I think
was
it's
it E or A?
A-M-E-L-I-A, I believe. Amelia.
Okay.
I don't know if they showed it.
It's spelled both ways, E or A. Amelia.
I think it's with the A. Okay. Like Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, that's how our Scarlett's is spelled too.
Amelia. Amelia Grace. And I know Grace is one of your favorite names, Mom. Or favorite words, really. It's tattooed right there on the wrist. Always remember. And whenever somebody's stressing you out, you just look there. Grace.
I do. And it's tattooed on my wrist where I can read it. And it reminds me all the time of the grace I can give and the grace that I have.
Graduate.
And yes. What I could give as well. Keeps me from choking people in a way.
I understand. 3-year-old Amelia Grace. Chandra. Graduating magna cum laude. Amelia Grace Quartermain.
Speaking of babies on the show.
Where is she?
Little Donna, you guys. Little Donna. Donna! My gosh, looks exactly like Maurice Bernard.
She sure does.
Does not that child look just like Maurice Bernard?
It's like Carly contributed no DNA.
Exactly. Exactly. Like Carly, like somehow Sonny had Donna by himself, like I had your sister by myself. I mean,
gotcha.
Matthew's sister looks exactly like me.
I don't know exactly. You look like you. Melissa looks like her. I look like me. Steve looks like himself. It is what it is. Angela says that Sonny got it on through text. So yeah, they did show it and spelled with an A.
Yeah, they did show it.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. The 45-month-year-old preemie. Now, it's super fun to make fun of. We are all just making jokes. We get it. Nobody out there is like, what are they doing? This is totally inaccurate to real. We get it. Everybody who watches the show knows why this baby is giant. Everybody knows. It's just super fun to make fun of. That's all. Because they constantly keep on having characters call her so tiny.
I know. General Hospital is not trying to. The General Hospital knows we're not a bunch of dummies. Mark Teschner knows we're all going, well, that ain't no newborn baby. They don't care.
Premature newborn baby. I remember holding my little premature baby niece. Now, I don't know if our family cares if we give out all of this information on our
I don't think
podcast, but I remember the little head. We had a party, you know, like I don't know what it was, the welcome to the life party or something when the baby was born, and one of the games was tie a yarn around what you think the baby's circumference of their head is. Now, of course, we didn't actually do this to the baby with the soft skull or anything like that. We just did our best guesstimate. But I remember I got it because I remember holding the baby and knowing exactly how her head felt in the little palm of my hand. Because she was so itty bitty. And she wasn't too...
it's like a little egg. It seemed like a little egg.
She was what, a month early? Just like...
She was 6 weeks early. She was 4 pounds, 10 ounces. Okay. She was born on September 9th, and she was supposed to stay inside till October 12th.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, we know what it's supposed to look like in real life, and I think everybody else knows what it's supposed to look like in real life.
I know, Ellie, her whole hand was like the size of my thumb.
Yeah, she was itty. She was so tiny. Now, left all that behind.
And you know, one more thing about her, because it's amazing. She never even went to the NICU.
Yeah, she was just ready.
She was like, screw you,
I'm just small. I'm done.
I'm good.
I'm out of here. I want to do stuff. This is boring.
Amazing.
Let's do stuff.
Amazing.
Let's do stuff. Daisy's here. Hey, Daisy.
Oh, Daisy. So we got our comedian. We know when we're not funny enough, we got Melissa. Melissa, we love you. Okay, don't you dare stop. And we got a historian, Daisy.
Yeah, we've got our life coach, and we got Chandra here, making sure that everybody behaves well in the chat. It's great. It's super amazing. Super amazing. Let's see what they're having to say about this baby, though. Let's see. People were not happy that the baby didn't look like a newborn. Body shaming. Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe it wasn't about the cancer. Maybe the OB were like got a sonogram, was like, oh no, we got to get this baby out.
That's a jewel. Who said that? That's a jewel right there.
That's Kelly.
Awesome.
The baby is played by twin brothers, so that's good. It's 2023, right? We don't necessarily have to get the right gender for the baby, right? We just get a baby and put a pink hat on it.
Oh, I think very often, especially a small baby, the gender they're playing is not the gender they are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just a little baby. It's just a little baby, a little character that's playing, who is practically talking. Wouldn't even let Milo speak this week. They're talking about what do we name the baby, and it's like, I've got a suggestion.
Baby was all vocalizing and playing and stuff. It's hilarious.
What should we name the baby? Oh, I've decided it's the perfect name. Amelia Grace. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I object. I don't like that name. My name is Stuart.
The baby should be sleeping, suckling, or crying, I guess. That's the only thing it can do. But we know, like we said earlier, General Hospital is not trying to fool us.
Oh, no, they're not trying to fool us at all. They're just like, here, appreciate the fact that we got a real baby for this, and then they're not all staring at a doll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We do not have an empty blanket. I'm happy.
Under 6 months can only be filmed for 20 minutes per day. They use whatever they can get, says Angela. It's totally right, totally accurate. Like I said at the top of this, we know what's up.
And it's okay. We know, we don't care.
Jake and Danny were both played by triplet girls, says Angela. See, Angela is just a benefit to the chat. Look at all of these tidbits of just information that the 10th floor is never going to come up with.
Well,
what are we going to do?
I'm so glad that we got a chat that knows something.
It sure makes us seem more valid, doesn't it?
So beneficial. It really is.
The baby is really cute, though, Kelly says, and I agree. And Chandra also contributes. Yes, the baby is adorable. Amelia took over the scene, but yeah, my contribution to that, Chandra, it doesn't matter. It's just cute babies. You can't deny watching a cute baby on TV is fun. I'll take it. I'll take it.
But
makes me miss Bailey.
Since we've been talking about this baby, Wayne, might as well talk about our mama, right?
Willow.
No
doubt about it. That's a mama.
What? Willow's running out of time. Liesl better get those results back quick.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm glad that somehow a character realized that perhaps that Liesl should go get a test. Oh my gosh.
They're not trying to tell the most accurate cancer story of all time, clearly.
I know.
They're doing the is Willow gonna die? What last ditch effort are we going to take? Even if you know.
Wouldn't it be crazy if No walks in on Monday?
I'm thinking that, if Willow straddles the fence of life and death again, maybe it's Nell she'll talk to.
Oh, I like that.
And maybe Nell will be like, listen, you're being a horrible person. You're being so mean to Nina.
You're being just like me.
Like, not even just like me. Like, I would have like hurt her by now. I would have stabbed her or something by now. But what you do is worse than what I did. It's like Rizzo on Grease. There are worse things I could do, than be a person that gives it out.
Totally see her singing. There's worse things I can do. I remember.
I would have stabbed her literally in the heart by now. You stab her metaphorically in the heart every time she steps into the room with you and tries to make amends. You are going to torture her for her entire life for years and years and years and years. And I would have only tortured her for a small amount of time before just killing her.
I tell
you are worse than me. That's the scene I want to see.
It pains me to say, but I will say it because it's true. Nina's kind of growing on me. Doggone it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
At a certain point, all right. Now, Nina continues to make missteps. All right. I was just talking to Angela, actually, I think about this on Twitter, about the necklace, leaving the necklace with Willow. Now, I hadn't seen the scene before I started talking about the scene, so that's my bad. I should not do that.
But you've seen it now.
But I've seen it now. I saw it today. And I can definitely see Nina's point of view. I can definitely see, especially with the conversations that she has with Sonny, the growing desperation to make some sort of connection before Willow dies. Just this necklace thing wasn't the first thing she thought of. It's the last thing that she's thought of. Maybe this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something about the fact that, well, when Willow thinks about the fact that because of all of this craziness, she never bonded with a sister. You know, I felt if I was in Nell's life, she would have been better. Maybe Willow will feel the same way. And we can bond over that or something. I can see it.
Anything, huh?
But holy crap, Nina. You also got to maybe take a step or two back. And, maybe not give the necklace of the person that really terribly tortured the people that you love. I don't know, man. Maybe if you presented it differently.
She said all week long that she was going to give her some space. And she said to everybody that was listening to her that Willow didn't want to speak to her and didn't want her in the room. And then, sure enough, she went in there on Friday anyway.
But then the umbilical cord thing didn't work.
Yes. I know.
So she was saying all that when she thought that Willow was going to be okay. Well, there's going to be time. She's going to recover. When she gets out of her recovery, when she's less sick, maybe there's going to be a chance. But not this time. And then Willow doing what Willow does best and will not get married unless somebody's going to die.
Yeah, but she asked Michael to marry her.
She can marry Chase because he was going to die. Going to marry Michael because she's going to like.
Yeah. Got to die. Yep. You're right. She ain't had no decent wedding yet, huh? She keep on having weddings at death's door.
Here's the thing, though. The day that this day that she had the C-section, she asked nicely to respect the boundaries while she was dealing with all of this. I would say that the only difference is the umbilical cord situation. With no clear path to health, Nina was like, well, I mean, I could do that, or I could spend the rest of Willow's life trying. And I understand that. You know, I guess it really depends on really who you bonded with before the story started. Honestly, I think is where it's lining up for people. If you didn't like Nina to begin with, you never really could get on her side for things. But if you did like Nina, like I did, then you could totally be behind her choices and her decisions. And I mean, all of this is because of Jax and Carly, really.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Jax and Carly, Nina wouldn't have given herself that chance to fall in love with Mike in Nixon Falls. So, I mean, that's my point of view, though. But then other people can say, well, Carly and Jax wouldn't have done that if Nina wasn't, or if Nell wasn't, or if whatever wasn't. So it really, really, really depends on who you sided with 2 years ago.
It's a tangled web.
It is. It's super fun. At times it's super fun. Other times it's super lengthy. But, you know, we got a lot of movement last week, and we're getting movement this week. And then I just hope that they don't splice like wedding vows with Willow dying. That's all. You know,
well, that'd be lame. Because there's going to be enough negative drama at that wedding to not need that whole hospital scenario to be intermingled. Yeah. There's plenty of stuff to go down at that wedding. It is not going to be all blue medical charms and happiness.
No. That's definitely going to break down. Sandy says that Nina needs to let Willow come to her. I really, again, I think it's a time thing. Us as an audience, we are not afraid for Willow. You know, we're not like, oh God, she's gonna die. We're not. I mean, people who are invested in the romance and the relationship between Michael and Willow, I think are. You know, everybody approaches the show differently, and everybody likes what they like. So I can't speak for everybody on the planet, but I can speak for me when I can say I'm not scared for Willow. I don't think the majority of our chat is scared for Willow.
I think Willow will probably be at death's door, but something will happen to save her.
Liesel's bone marrow will wind up being what it is.
I don't think Liesel, having a scene with Liesel this past week, announcing that she's going to go have a bone marrow, is for naught.
Yeah. So she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it.
Do it. She'll probably be a match.
Yeah, she'll be the match. She'll be the lifesaver. And then, oh yeah, what's up?
Speaking of Liesel, she's going to go after Carly with both barrels.
So she's going to go after Carly with both barrels. I think also she's going to be like, so my bone marrow is what saved your life, Willow. I think that since a little bit of me is inside of you, you owe me a favor.
I think that Liesel might do that. But at the same time, though, Liesel has surprised us with her tenderness.
I mean, we'll see. She did deliver Wiley.
Yeah, if you'd have said to me, years ago when she was tying up people in chairs in the tunnels and caves of Windermere, that she would ever be endearing or anything like that. But she has, actually. Liesel has really, really grown. Even since we talked to Kathleen, which is now over a year ago. Actually,
we got to invite her back.
A year ago.
Because Liesel's done a lot since then.
Liesel's done a lot since we talked to Kathleen.
It seems like she's got even more coming too. Because so she's in the thing, and then she's also like, "Hey, Scotty is spending too much time with Elizabeth. I don't like it." Excuse me. So it's like she's sort of maybe getting involved a little bit in that story as well, to a degree. So I love it. We'll call it a push for Liesel Lobrecht, to be involved in a few more stories. I'm for it because I really love Kathleen Gaddy. I really like Liesel Lobrecht. She's so versatile. You can do so much with that character. So I want it. I need it. Put it in my eye sockets now.
Let Kathleen do a number.
Keisha
for the nurses' ball, because last time there was a nurses' ball. We didn't get Kathleen.
No. And then they teased us.
If they don't let Kathleen do a number for the nurses' ball,
she's got it. With a big kick line and everything,
Absolutely. She needs to be the opening number. Come on.
Keisha's here, Mom.
Hi, Keisha.
Yeah, excuse me.
Keisha,
one of our first Twitter followers of all time.
Our first listener that we ever talked to. Yeah, Keisha got a little corner of my heart that belongs to her.
First person to really interact with us on Twitter and make us feel, listened to and special. So, hey, Keisha, good to see you. Now, that's not to diminish the contributions of everybody else since Keisha. My goodness gracious. Of course not. Everybody's amazing here on the 10th floor, and we love you. We love you.
We do, actually. Really?
Carolyn has tickets to go see Kelly, Kathleen, and Roger at Uncle Vinny's in mid-March. So that's Kelly Tebow, Kathleen Gaddy, and Roger Howarth.
Yes, that'd be a good get.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. All three of them are well. Okay, so I feel like Kelly is full of stories. Like she's full of fun, just anecdotal stories about just life and parties. And then Kathleen and Roger, like, come on. I mean, just their on-screen chemistry says it.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous because we've talked to Kathleen here on the 10th floor. Mm-hmm. And at the conference last year, at the convention last year, Roger was there and so was Kelly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah. Toff London, I believe is the name. Hey, Toff London, welcome to the cast. What happens when the countdown reaches 0? Well, in 9 minutes and 21 seconds, we're going to announce our next interview that we're going to have right here on the 10th floor next week at 11 a.m. Yeah.
We have an announcement this morning, you guys.
Big announcement coming to you in 9 minutes and 8 seconds now. So, yes, it's going to be super fun. And then follow up, Toff London says, I wish GH had paired Britt in London and Austin. You know what, London? Kelly Tebow also wished the same thing. She was like, I think she said, I mean, she did a lot of interviews, a lot of press after she left the show.
Yeah, right after she left.
So I believe, now listen, if I'm wrong, it's because you're listening to the 10th floor. But I do believe she said something along the lines of, if there was more time, if I had more time to be on the show, if things had worked out so there was going to be more to explore with Britt. Mm-hmm. And I think she also said, I needed Britt to die for me to leave the show because I love it so much.
Aww.
The draw to come back would always be too great. So she needed to leave the character behind.
Unfortunately, in Kelly's predicament, we actually got a body.
Yeah. Kelly, where can you find the Kathleen podcast? You can find the Kathleen podcast on the audio platforms of the 10th floor. So it was before we were doing YouTube.
It was actually right before we started doing YouTube, I believe. Just a few weeks, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that's how we got Ken to do the show. Was when we went to the convention last year. When we went to the convention together, and we had an opportunity to speak to Ken, we said, "Well, don't you want to be on the 10th floor with us? Because we talked to your girlfriend already. Yeah. She did. Laura Kathleen's been on the show," and he was like, "What?
Well, I'll do your podcast. Send me a message. I'll follow you on Twitter." That's what he said.
Exactly what happened.
Keisha says that Lisa needs to find out what happened the night Britt died. She needs to know about Joss's involvement. I mean, that might happen. I don't know. She might be upset about that.
Oh, she already wants to go after Carly.
Just add the Joss situation. Ooh, she's gonna pair up with a pikeman.
She's
gonna pair up with a pikeman.
Liesel and Ava can still be lethal.
Yeah.
If pushed.
Hey, EJ.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it didn't take much for her to tie Peter to a bed and set the house on fire.
She sure did. She did like a what was that movie, you know? Rockadoodle. Mercy. Right?
What? Which one?
The Mercy movie, you know?
Mercy? Oh, Misery?
Misery.
Yeah. She
was
totally walking around with your cockadoodie plans and your cockadoodie murder. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna stop you before you harm anybody else, and just sledgehammer to the ankles. Oh boy, James Caan. Oh.
Yeah.
and I don't remember anybody's name. Kathy Bates. I don't remember anything when I broadcast. I can remember all kinds of stuff in regular conversation, but once this camera's on, I don't remember nothing.
We keep on saying the 10th floor don't know nothing. Man, it's the truth.
But we know so much in our hearts. We're emotional. We have emotional memories, not factual memories. We remember how we feel. And we feel good every time we watch General Hospital.
So, chat. What shall we talk about?
Oh, I mean, there's still more to talk about. There's so much more to talk about. Okay,
lots to talk about.
Because we were talking about EJ's here. Hey, EJ. And then Justin Cross is here. Look at that, Justin. I think I already said hey to Justin. She didn't get out of the cockadoodie car. Oh man, everybody is just quoting Kathy Bates from that movie now. Good reference, Ma. Good reference. Oh, and Veda is here. My goodness.
Well,
hi. Okay. So, in 5 minutes and 8 seconds, we've got a major announcement to bring. So, in the meantime, we can talk about the fun little bit of Trina dancing. So that caught the internet by storm for a moment. All right, there was gifs of it, and it was just a small little section of the engagement party at the Savoy, and it's just her wearing Marshall's hat and just doing I mean, I don't do it, but that's what she did.
Awesome.
Just a fun little clip, just a fun little good time, and then everybody's there, and then she and Curtis do like the kid and play dance or something, you know, like
little tidbit of it.
Yeah, and so Twitter was like, what a moment, what a fun moment. Hashtag Tabiana Ali's amazing, yada yada. And I'm there with it, you know. Let me not yada yada this, like this, you know, worthy of attention, very good moment, and something memorable, you know, something different, something
loved it.
Real, you know, like an element of realness. I'm just having a good time at the Savoy. And then the question was, is this Tabiana or is this Trina?
Oh, it was Tabiana.
It was Tabiana.
Absolutely, it was Tabiana.
As she said, as Eden McCoy says, she was just that's Tabiana 100%. That's just her. Yeah. She's not playing a character. She's out there. And then when I was watching the scene too, because I saw the GIFs and the clips, according to Life in Port Charles, the GIFs and the clips before I watched the episode. And so then I did watch the episode like a good podcaster does. And I could hear this music playing, but it wasn't the same like when they do like backing music or when like Cameron's playing and it's like the main thing that's like being broadcast as the sound portion of the scene. It was like kind of gritty, kind of grainy, kind of off to the back, which made me realize that this was a real radio that they were playing this song and everybody was just dancing and having a good time and just having real moments and just putting all of those pieces together. It was super fun
I
for me.
loved it.
It was just super
I
fun.
loved it. I loved it. I loved your dance. You know what I really loved it, and kind of reminded of me. It reminded me of myself.
Yeah.
Tabiana, first thing she did was kick off her shoes.
Yeah.
To go out there.
Yeah.
Now I do the same thing, but I have a couple of drinks and maybe an hour's went by, and then I do it.
Right.
But I loved it. That was very real as well.
it was just I
and I loved it up. We saw Nika.
Yeah, well, yeah, Arlandria, another friend of the 10th floor. While Kathleen Gaddy was our first podcast, we were Arlandria's first podcast. So that was fun. That was fun. We'll have to have her on again too, because we're waiting. Because it's ripe. She's been on the show for so long, and they give her little lines. She pointed Curtis to Brad, to go outside and stuff. Like, she is a part of the fabric of the Savoy. Is a part of the fabric of the Ashfords and the Robinsons, so it's just a matter of time, really, before they give her something. I really think.
Oh, maybe we can get a Nika and Zeke.
Nika and Zeke? I don't know, man. Okay, so while we're talking about that, we got two fresh faces in the Robinson family that need to stick around because, my God, those are some handsome faces. All right, I don't know who I don't really know who they are. I'm sure you guys in the chat know who they are, but I don't.
I recognize the actor that's playing Sterling. However, I don't know from where, but I recognize him.
He does have a familiar look to him. I'm sure the chat knows.
Zeke,
and then Zeke actually was on General Hospital before, from my understanding, playing a different character. It was back in the day. I think Lucky was still on the show, and it was about Lucky getting involved in something. And this guy was a detective, and he had some information, or he did some sort of testimony or something. It wasn't a big part. It was just a fraction of some sort of Lucky story in which he was playing a cop, because Lucky was a cop.
Lucky was a cop.
Yeah.
I don't recall, but no one's surprised by that, right?
No. We love to recycle actors here on General Hospital.
That's cool. I love that they had Portia's family come.
Yeah.
I didn't really anticipate that, and I love the fact that they did. And I liked how he surprised her and all that. It was so cool, the surprise. Man, but Daddy and Zeke get to watch all that Fallout next week as well.
So I need them to stick around because I mean they're beautiful men and they're actors too. Chat just said that Zeke. It's already passed, but Zeke was on The Haves and the Have-Nots, which is some soapy primetime thing. So I don't know if that show is still on or what.
I don't watch much television, really.
15 seconds, Mom.
Only 15 seconds?
No, only 15 seconds. Where did this last half hour go? 10 seconds now. Everybody count down in the chat, okay? Because we only got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You ready? Is the chat ready?
You guys ready?
I'm ready. All right, next week, live, right here, live, with an open chat for you guys to participate as best we can. You know how it is. 11 a.m. Pacific, here on the 10th floor. Fresh from Ava's closet. We're going to have Adam Huss on here to talk about Nikolas.
Yes, we are.
Adam Huss live right here next week on the 10th floor. We're going to talk about GH. We're going to talk about his life. We're going to talk about his bit parts that he played on Bold and the Beautiful in the past. We're going to talk about stepping into the shoes of Marcus Coloma and trying to take over this monster of a story in the last week. Adam Huss live right here on the 10th floor. So, can't wait.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
It's super cool. People are cheering. Wow. Woohoo. Cool. Oh my God. Oh, a pretty man, says Justin. You're right, Justin. He's very pretty. Angela adores him. He is awesome, says EJ. Very nice. Very nice. Dead Nikolas. Yes.
Yes.
The actor who killed Nikolas Cassadine live right here on the 10th floor.
I don't know, though, you guys. With GH, what's going to happen next week? Chances are they're going to go out to the tack room, out to that closet, and his ass ain't going to be there.
Oh, yeah. Austin has already done something to that body. There's no chance.
Who knows, right?
There's no chance. Who
knows?
He's already done something.
I think he did for now, but it is GH.
So, me personally, I'm looking forward to, because I'm a nerd, I don't just sit there and be like, woohoo, this show is entertaining. I like to dig, I like to
I know you
find,
do.
the motivation, so to speak, and figure out how these people, I don't know, because he just, to me, brought a new level of Nikolas into the story that didn't exist before. And it's going to be interesting trying to navigate that in a respectful way, because I didn't hate Marcus Coloma at all.
Love Marcus Coloma,
you know,
actually.
yeah, I thought the Marcus did a great job,
Just
but
hey,
just
but the
so
fact
different
that Matthew
though.
has lost his voice to be able to use, that's a tragedy. Right there.
What? Who lost his voice? What?
You lost his voice to use,
Oh, yes.
Nikolas.
The whisper
Marcus.
voice. Yeah, well, now he's dead. They
That
keep on
was
killing my impressions. What I got to do
know it.
is better impressions. So Frank Valentini wants to keep him on the show. Because, we write GH. We were the ones that said Liesel was going to save Willow's life 6 months ago. Okay? We said that live right here on the 10th floor. If you don't remember, go back and watch it. I can't tell you the date or when.
Exactly. That's what's funny. That's what's funny. We are, we're not 100% right. That's for sure. But we do predict somewhat. But we just don't remember. Gosh,
we don't. And other times we're just flat out wrong because Danny is still alive. Speaking of Elizabeth's children, somebody on Twitter also revealed to me, I don't remember who it is. I'm so sorry. I don't write things down, and I should, because I don't remember things. In any case, somebody on Twitter was like, hey, how come Elizabeth looked at a picture of only 2 kids? Where's Jake? Now, I don't remember her looking at a picture of only 2 kids, so I'm just going to take this as fact.
Jake was missing at the time. Remember that big old space of time where Jake wasn't around?
Oh, well, maybe that is. It's because, was it a picture of them as little kids? Listen, I don't remember her looking at the picture, so.
I do.
Okay. All right.
There was 2 kids.
Then if it's from a time in which Jake was missing, kidnapped by Helena.
And he was gone for a while.
And then he came back and they were like, oh my God, it's Jake. And he's like, I'm not Jake. My name's Nathan or something. I don't know. Listen, I don't remember. He was hypnotized. He wanted to blow up the nurse's ball or something.
Yeah, and he got the chimera thing.
Yeah, he had the chimera thing.
Yeah.
All right. But enough about Jake, Ma. Enough about Jake. We could talk about Elizabeth here at the very end because she's our picture person this week.
Okay, we'll talk about
our picture person this week is Elizabeth Baldwin. She's handling things on her own. All right. She said, Finn, don't be my hero, but we're going to hold on to that for later. Because right now, we have to continue to talk about dead Nikolas.
Yeah.
Because Adam Huss is going to be on the show next week.
He sure is.
Live right here at 11 a.m. on the 10th floor, Adam Huss. He's going to ride the elevator all the way up to the 10th floor. He's going to look around to the left or the right. We didn't do any of that this time, but it's okay. Okay.
Well, we just wanted to get right into it, didn't we?
So, to me, this thing totally came off as Nikolas was like, hey, I'm going to march upstairs right now, scoop up Avery, and leave. And you're never going to see her again. Because the question was, what is going on? What is he doing? Why did she do that? Why didn't she just call Sonny? Like, to me, it came off like Avery was in the house. He's like, screw you. What are you going to do? You can't overpower me. I'm twice the size as Marcus Coloma. And, go upstairs, take the baby, or not even a baby, take the child.
I didn't really think of it that way, I guess, because maybe I'm just a more literal viewer, because if she didn't walk in the house with her. So I thought of Avery, I thought of Ava as alone in the castle.
See, because that's the only way for me to justify the scene, for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Because if Avery was not in the house, and if Nikolas had to find her, or had to take her from Sonny's house, of all places.
Yeah. And I don't think that he was on his way toward the door, was he? He was on his way to another part of the house when she called.
He just kind of turned in the Cassadine talking room, whatever, the living room, with the fireplace. So I don't know exactly.
I don't know what that is.
It's not a foyer. It's sitting room. It's the conversation room.
It's maybe in the library. Maybe it is.
I don't know. But to me, it seemed like he was going to walk up straight upstairs, take that baby. I keep on saying the baby. I need to remember that Avery is 2 years older than Donna, and Donna's 12. So
Avery's supposed to be about 5, I think.
How old is Donna supposed to be? 4, 3?
Yeah, 3. And that's about appropriate as well. It's been a while since
I can't age babies. Okay, I don't know how old people are.
Man, I just have to say though, my gosh, they could not have
I know
That
you
child
loved it.
looked more like Maurice
You
Bernard
loved
than
it.
that little girl. My goodness. I just love her dimples and all that. Shape of her face. I mean, she just looks just like him. It's crazy. They
Matt is
could
trying
keep
to
her
fight
around
again.
for a while. That'd be great.
Please put your voodoo doll away, Melissa. I don't want, like last week, excruciating. Wednesday, whatever it was. Did you guys watch our magazine coverage on Wednesday? Because that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was
We actually
fun.
had somebody in the comments on the magazine because Wednesday we broadcast live again. We're going to try to do that more often. If you guys can clear some schedule out on your Wednesday evenings, we'll be here for you.
As a matter of fact, I would imagine that next Wednesday we'll be talking about what happened on the show quite a bit because our show will be consumed with talking with Adam.
I mean, that's probably a good idea. Midweek catch up.
Yeah,
Especially, maybe when's Valentine's Day? Because Valentine's Day is Tuesday. So hopefully the wedding will have exploded by then because Valentine's Day was supposed to be the day of the wedding itself. So,
yes, it was.
We'll see.
Ooh,
And plus there's that
that'd be
60th
good.
anniversary magazine that came out. So I don't have a copy.
I saw it's a People magazine, right?
Yeah, it's a People magazine. Is it at Rayleigh's? Just go get it at Rayleigh's.
If first place I see, I'm gonna look for it. If I see that doggone thing, I even it costs stupid $20. I'm gonna buy
I
it.
don't know. I saw somebody say it was $15, but that might have been the Amazon price.
So bad. But yeah,
I don't know. I mean, that All My Children one was at least $20.
might even buy one for my kid that loves General Hospital and put it in the mail. You never
You
know.
know what I also discovered in 1982? They made a General Hospital board game.
I saw that too.
That's available on some eBays, but they're all over $100. And until we can get YouTube to pay us, I can't afford $100 expense for a board game that I would play one time on the air.
What? You know what I do? You know what my side hustle is? I might find one. You never know.
That would be wild. Because I would love, like, you, me, James Lott Jr., and Chandra. You know, we can just get a Zoom going. We could broadcast it, and I can have the game with the camera set up, you know, and we can play a virtual GH board game. You know, it would be super fun. Look at us making plans of something that's never going to happen, unless somehow, some way, a bunch of people go into the buymeacoffee.com/10th floor. Not podcast, but just /10th floor. Buymeacoffee.com/10th floor and buy us a bunch of coffees. Maybe we'll make it happen. I'm just saying. If I was a better producer, I would have a link that pops up and all kinds of stuff. But I'm not. Adam Huss was Soap Hub's Performer of the Week this week. I think he got it with Ava.
I saw that.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Hey, Nathan, welcome to the show.
We are just over the moon that he's going to talk to us next week.
Yeah,
and he's going to talk to us, and he's going to talk to you.
He's going to talk to all of us. The chat will be open. I'll do my best. I don't know.
Try.
Chandra, unfortunately, isn't going to be able to make it live. So maybe I can pick somebody else in the chat to maybe be some sort of curator of good questions. Because it's really difficult for me to talk with the guest, talk with Ma, and also read the chat and I don't know. I'm able to do it with one person. I'm able to listen to you and read. It's probably just because I'm really practiced at it by this point. But when we add another voice in there, it's a little more challenging for me.
And of course, when you add that other voice too, it's always a guest, and you want to be paying attention to them more than other things.
Especially since I have to be involved greater in the conversation, look for those nuances and new ways to turn it. You know, I gotta be as good as James Lott Jr. He had Michael Blake Cruz on today. Yeah, actually, he posted that video.
He had Rory on today.
He had Rory on. Yes, James Lott Jr. did. I nominate. I don't know if I can trust Melissa. She's already building voodoo dolls about me. Julie. Oh, yeah, I have it. Yes, Julie, I think you're the one that shared it with me on Twitter. The game is in your garage because, oh, my God, that would be just, I don't want yours. Please keep yours. But they're still out there. I saw one on eBay for just over $100. Buy me a coffee. We'll make it happen. You guys can support the channel in that way while we continue to grow subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it right now and like this video because we still got a lot more to cover.
We do. And you guys, as we grow, and more of these actors know who we are, they're more apt to say yes and come on the show like Adam has.
Which is super fun. Which is super
which
fun.
is
Every
super
time we have
fun
somebody
for
on, I
all
can
of
add it
us.
to the list. So this is what I
And
do.
for all
All
of
right.
us, it's super
All right.
fun.
I've been sucking up to adults my whole life. Okay. I know that I'm an
He's
adult
good
now.
at
That's
it,
a
you guys.
strange phrase, but I have been sucking up
He's
to
good
adults my
at
whole
it.
life. Hmm?
He's good at it.
I am good at it. I'm pretty good at it. All the way to the point of like, just being able to carry the American flag on the colonial trip. The Roaring Hills, whatever it was,
Or in camps in Santa
where
Cruz
you pan for
Mountains.
gold and pretend you're a pioneer.
That
And
was
then
really cool
that was actually really,
up
really fun.
there.
But
Really
incredibly
fun.
racist time in our country. So let's not go back to it. Anyway.
Well, no, of course not. But the experience and all of that stuff and all the stations and the actual skunk steam locomotive that took us through the redwoods. It
I
was
mean, yeah, and then they had
beautiful.
the enactment of the Civil War,
Yeah,
and then they did a bunch of like military movements and cannons, and yeah, it was when you're 12, it's super fun.
it is super
It's
cool.
super fun when you're 12, but I sucked up well enough to walk in front of the entire parade, marching with Old Glory in my hands because I am just the best when it comes to being like, hey, adults, I'm cool. So I use those skills to suck up to these people who are on the show. All right. I'm like, hey, I love your work, which is true. I only reach out to people I enjoy. I'm not going to reach out to people I don't enjoy. But the good part about the 10th floor and about General Hospital, about me, Matthew Thiel, the greatest mind in professional wrestling, is this. I like everybody on the show.
For the most part, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
do.
Even, all right, I like Katie McMullen. I think she's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that she has some really challenging content to swim through to find where Willow really is in all of it. And I think because she's brilliant, she's discovered that Willow, due to the trauma that she received as a child, is just Michael's wife. Like, that is who she's become. Because she doesn't really know who she is outside of that, because she's always been in a cult.
Or traumatized.
Or traumatized in some way. Look at me going back to the show. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically I end these emails saying, look at all the people who've been on the show, please be on ours. And they say yes. So thank you.
I don't want to see Willow pass away. That's not what I'm hoping comes. I don't want that.
And that would be definitely a surprise turn of events.
I think
it would be a shocker.
I don't want that.
But then people might be upset, like when Alan died. People were really upset when Alan died. I mean, Alan and Willow probably aren't on the same caliber of character together.
No, she's not he was a legacy player and she's not, but she's been on the show for a good long spell though, with lots of storyline.
I believe Alan's death anniversary is coming up at the end of the month. He died on like February 26th. Alan Quartermain dead or something like that. Because it was during the Metro Court thing, which was February sweeps.
Remember, he didn't die from the explosion. He died from a heart attack as he ran away from the building.
Well, he had a heart attack, and then they would, but the Mr. Craig wouldn't let him go. Like, and they're like, Alan's died. He's had a heart attack. He needs to go to the hospital. He's like, I don't care. I'm Australian, and I don't care, right? And I always have to say I'm Australian. It's how I get the accent. And I guess eventually they were able to just, I don't know, appeal to his greater purpose or something. I don't know what it was, but they were able to convince him to let him go.
Well, I think Jason had something to do with it too.
Yeah, they somehow convinced Mr. Craig to let him go because look, he's going to die in here if you don't, right? Yeah. And so Alan had to walk though from the hospital to the people. Like they wouldn't like let the stretcher come in or anything like that. And it's in that walk he wound up having a second heart attack. And then he wound up, they took him to the hospital and he wound up dying of heart failure. Yes. But then they kept him on the show though. Like Alan, the character was dead, but Ghost Alan Quartermain was still alive and appeared several times.
He did, but I don't remember him appearing immediately after his passing.
I don't think it was immediate. I think the storyline was centered around Tracy changing Alan's will. He was haunting
Tracy to do a good thing, to do the right thing.
Yeah, Tracy had changed Alan's will. So everything was left to her. But in reality, Alan had left the majority of his fortune or whatever to Jason's children. Not AJ, not Jason, not Monica, but Jason's kids, his grandkids. I don't know why. I wasn't watching the show at the time.
He didn't even know how many he had by then.
I think it's left ambiguous. And so Tracy had changed that. I just recently read up on this story. That's why I know so much about it right now. And then he started haunting her. He was like, listen, Tracy, what the hell? Look at me, Stuart Damon, in all black, sitting in the Quartermain sofa talking to you like I'm still alive. I remember that. I remember Ghost Alan. I wasn't watching in great detail, but I remember watching enough to remember Ghost Alan.
I remember it goes Alan too, and Jane Elliott did really well in those scenes as well.
Yeah.
Her reactions to him and stuff. Even like yelled at him and stuff like that too. As if he was alive, you know.
And then
Like, your fault.
I think ultimately Alan's spirit moved on from being a regular presence in Tracy's life when Tracy did something nice for somebody. I don't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't fixing the will, but it was something. It was some sort of altruistic decision that she made that showed growth for Alan as her conscience to move on to a greater place.
And then he finally left for good.
And he left for good. And then he came back every greatly. I think he showed up to, I don't know, I think it seems as though they wrote like one final farewell story for Alan as a ghost. Because he came back like 5 or 6 years later when the Quartermains were just having trouble. And he was there to talk to, he was the one that encouraged AJ to reconnect with Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then ultimately AJ died from that.
And Stuart looked really different by then.
Yeah, because I mean, I think 7 years or so had passed since the last time you'd seen him. And you have to remember that Alan Quartermain died in, I think it was year 2007. So Stuart Damon was already 70 years old at that time. He was born in 1937.
Oh, okay.
So he was already 70, if my math is proper. He was already 70 by that point.
So that would make, if he were alive, that would make him 85.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not. He sadly passed away last year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well.
And surprisingly, GH has never really given him a proper send-off.
Not any sort of full thing. I think they did a couple of clips at the end of one of the episodes and kind of hovered on his picture.
Yeah, but nothing that you might expect.
No big thing. But then also, though, the character of Alan passed away already, though. So I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do in that situation because you don't have access to the character. You can't say, oh, well, the character just died off screen or anything like that. What do you do?
Well, you can just do some, commentary and some clips and stuff. And you don't have to take the whole hour, even if you just take 15 minutes.
Yeah, maybe.
Or 2 complete scenes. With just some clips ran
together.
You
could do a B story as well of like the anniversary of Alan Quartermain's death or something like that.
Yeah,
like his birthday or some sort of significant life event where they're all thinking about it.
Montages, Matthew. You love a good montage.
I do. I love a good music-backed montage.
Yeah, you do.
We're gonna need a montage. Ghost Anna is haunting Laura's turncoat flunky. Yep. Ghost Anna.
Yeah.
You're next.
I know, but it was interesting. The girls put that completely into plan and motion before they told Robert. It was too
Robert
late
wouldn't have supported it.
By the time that was in place before he ever found out, there was no turning back before they told him.
Well, I think they told. Were they telling Valentine about it? Because Valentine was like, "Listen, this isn't going to work on my dad. You can't haunt my dad. All right, you can't guilt my dad. He doesn't have a conscience. All right, he's broken." Yeah. On the brain, on the inside, all right? You can't just be like, oh, you should change and have him listen, all right? If we're going to do something, it's going to be like putting cement shoes on him and throwing him in the harbor, you know? Like,
and the girls are way ahead of him, huh?
Like, oh, well, he's not the target.
Yeah.
And then Laura's already playing the part, you know? She put that into play real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
I like it. I like it because it's a little bit of an adventure kind of thing in a way. Yeah. And it's got some comedy. You know, I love comedy. Now just throw Laura's brother in there. It'll be super funny.
The deputy mayor, you know. You said nobody was going to die. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? You believed that? Oh, you fool.
Right.
You fool.
Well, she was seeing dollar signs and being stupid.
Felicia's the best spy on the dang show. I did like her her ghostly illusions, you know, ghosts like the exorcise.
It's so stupid and fun. I love it.
She could just be 26 forever.
They had played, they've played, she's been kind of a sideline in a way. Felicia has, and just been full of doe eyes and, not a whole lot more. And, but she got some substance now. I love it.
A little spunk. I hate spunk. Oh my gosh. Look,
she's like telling them all, don't worry, I'm going to figure it all out.
Melissa says, even at 70, Prince Charming is Prince Charming always. You're right. That wasn't a dig at Al. He looked great for 70. Oh my God, his hair was still dark. And I don't think it was a dye job.
I remember Cinderella. He was live action Cinderella. He was Prince Charming along with Leslie. a Leslie actress. Leslie.
I'm sure chat will let us
Oh,
know.
it starts with a G. I want to say it starts with a G. Anyway.
It's not Lacey Goranson. She plays Becky on Roseanne, or well, on the Connors.
No, it's Leslie. The first name is Leslie.
Maybe we should do a Connors or something. I don't know, Ma. We gotta fill out our content with other stuff. Let's see. They honored him at the end of an episode. Yeah. I remember them doing that thing, kind of like a Sonia Eddie flash. But Sonia's getting a full episode though. It really looks like, Ma, that Epiphany's going to medical school on the West Coast.
How is she really going to be? I don't know. Because I know that I could never see Epiphany and again and have it be Sonia. So I don't know.
Well, I don't think that's the point. I think the point is to not just kill off the character. I think the point is to make this character's dream come true.
And then have her maybe die when she gets there?
Why? Why can't we just send her to medical school and then never talk about her again? What the heck, Ma? Why does she gotta die?
Well, she doesn't have to die, but I don't know. Sending her up the stairs. This is what they're doing, all right? They are like a Martin child, and is it not better to me?
They are in her house. They are packing bags and packing boxes and all that stuff as Epiphany is in another room doing the same thing. And they are all talking about how much they're going to miss her, how much they loved her, about the good times, about flashes and all that, flashbacks and montages and all that kind of stuff. And they're going to say, man, we're really going to miss Epiphany, but she's going to the West Coast to live her dreams, to be close to her son, to all of these things. Marshall's going to be like, I'm so sorry that I have to let her go, but I'm so happy that I inspired her to follow her passions. She's going to be way happier out there than staying with crazy old me, all of that good stuff. And then we're going to get a body double from the back walking out of a door as Epiphany says goodbye. Or they're going to do some sort of good editing of some sort of other shot of Sonia Eddy from before, of her walking out of somebody's house with a wave and a smile, or I'll see you later, or something like that. Oh. That's what I would do.
Well, you may be right, and that sounds beautiful too.
Now, it's coming in I guess 2 months. So maybe they're still, I don't know when they're filming it. But Frank Valentini, if you're listening, go ahead and use that if you'd like, and then we'll know for sure that we're really writing the show. But I mean, that's how I would approach it. And that's just my first thought. We could workshop it. We could have a team of writers go back and forth with possibilities. But that's my elevator pitch for how we say goodbye to Epiphany.
That's your advice from the 10th floor, huh?
Yeah. Completely unfounded in any sort of fact. Just what I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. People are still talking about Alan in the chat. Epiphany's son Stan is dead? Okay, grandson. That's what it was. It was some sort of child that she didn't know or something. Whatever. Another kid. Who cares? We'll figure it out. Something nice. I'm sorry her son is dead, chat.
Yes, her son is passed away.
How many times do we have to say
that? She used to hate Sonny and Jason so much, but then she softened to them over time.
Excuse me. Tough London. Frank doesn't listen to the fans. Yes, he does. But he also listens to the network first. So I think that's what it comes to.
But we say that all the time, you guys.
Epiphany would not be going to the medical school on the West Coast if it wasn't for Twitter. I really, honestly, truly feel that. Because that is verbatim what the majority of Twitter fans wanted. Once they heard about this, they said, this is how we want to see Epiphany go. It was overwhelming on Twitter that she gets accepted to medical school on the West Coast and she moves from Port Charles. And that is exactly what's happening on the show. There's no doubt in my mind that Twitter influenced how they're going to honor Sonia Eddy in that episode.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think regardless of what they do, I think it's probably going to be super wonderful to watch.
It is. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, listening to fans and such, yeah, you want to make them happy, but you can't always give them what they want. If you give them exactly what they want, they're not going to watch the show.
That's true.
It's going to be kind of boring. Oh, I know how this is. If you know how it's always going to play out, even if it's going to play out in a way that you want it to play out, there's no reason to watch. You know what's going on all the time. So you can't always give people what they want. But if you give them enough time, they will work it in there. Elizabeth told Finn to go kick rocks today, or on Friday.
Yeah. Well, let me write something real quick.
Yeah.
So Willow gets called that there's a match on the registry. and the match on the registry is nil.
Okay. Sure.
And nobody. Why not?
They just took a little sliver of bone marrow before, after fishing her out of the Pennsylvania side of the river.
Well, she's been alive for some time now.
Oh, Nell's really alive is what it is. You want Nell
Yeah,
to just
Nell's
walk in.
really
You want Nell to come.
alive.
You know, I really think that if they had rehired Chloe Linear back to the show, we would have heard about it by now. How do you keep that one a secret?
It would be hard to keep something like that a secret. Yeah, it would.
Because even
Absolutely.
her second run, when she was like coming back for, I don't know, she was back for like 6 months toward the for
Yeah,
like the
yeah. And remember, she came back for an episode or two where she was at the grave site
Yeah.
with Nina, and she just showed Nina in a in her mean spirit form how horrible of a person she really was.
Yeah. Angela, you hit the nail on the head there. The fans are so diverse in what they want that the writers really can't give the fans what they want, because the fans are totally different. The fans aren't one unified group of people. But I do think that if you are passionate enough, if you make enough noise, I don't want to say make enough noise, but if you're passionate enough and write enough, you'll get what you want.
Imagine the numbers as well. You know how many of you do, even though it's a cross section. Of course, not everybody's going to agree, but you're going to know what's bubbling to the top.
Mm-hmm. Sprina is what it is solely because of the fan. They wouldn't be on the cover of People if it wasn't for the airplane.
Probably.
You know, like, because that's marketing. That's brilliant. We're gonna put Sprina on this, and all those people who sent the airplane are then going to buy this magazine because Sprina's on it. Clearly, they have money to spend. They bought an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it, and they did it. And I'm looking forward to it. Now, we can't. Now, here's the big difference between a magazine in 1982 that's completely out of circulation and People magazine from 2023. That thing is copywritten. We cannot do the same exploration of the People magazine that we did for the Chandra magazine, simply because people probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah. It's in circulation right now.
Because at that point, we would be effectively interfering with potential sales.
Yes.
By showing all of the pictures and talking about and showing all of the articles. We can talk about it all we want as reviewers, but when it comes to doing a picture in picture and showing you all of the little bits and details and stuff, I don't want YouTube to ever find anything to say we're not worthy of an advertiser.
That's true.
Oh goodness. This might be a fun topic to do on a Wednesday or something, because it's really taken over the chat. How closely does General Hospital listen, and do they have a responsibility to listen to what people are overwhelmingly saying about the show? That might be
Wouldn't it be cool to get Fido to come back on?
I don't know if he's allowed to talk about stuff, but yes. Angela, maybe we should send some messages. Sounds like you're a little educated in this. Maybe we all can get together and talk about the
process. Right?
He did talk about the process. He talked about so Fido Xavier. All right, go back to the interview if you haven't seen it. It's on YouTube. You don't have to go very far for it. Yeah. But Fido ran through the process with us when it comes to how a story gets put on the air. The executive producer says, and the EP or the head writer goes, "This is what we want to do." The executive producer says, "All right, get started writing." They write a little bit of it. Then they go and they have a bunch of meetings with everybody about it. And they're like, "Okay, this sounds cool." Then they take it to the network, and the network goes, "No, you can't do that. Do something else." And then the process starts all over again.
It happens a lot, you said.
Yeah, it happens a lot. The network doesn't want a lot of things. Now, I don't think there's there's probably a rule book at this point, but he didn't go over any great detail of what it is. But basically, they bring a bunch of stuff to the network that they want to do, and the network says no, and that's why everybody winds up pregnant. Essentially, it's because it really seems like ABC is like, yes, pregnancy story. No, we can't do that. No, we don't want that. Yes, pregnancy. Yes, pregnancy. Yes, pregnancy. So I don't know what ABC Disney's looking for.
Swap a baby.
And like we said, I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what it was, but we said it recently. The people who are making General Hospital are not new to soaps.
No.
It has been their careers. Frank Valentini has made a career off of running soaps. MK Weir has made a career.
Yeah, there's almost no one there that didn't work somewhere else as
writers
connected
and
to soaps in
producers and
some way.
sets and props and everybody
All of
has
it,
been in the soap business
all of
for
it.
so long.
It's actually a pretty small knit family now.
Yeah. So I would say that it's less about who is making the show and more about what these people are allowed to make the show about. But also on that same token, it works. People love General Hospital. You get a large contingent of people complaining about it on the internet, but that's just this many people that are watching it.
Yeah.
It wins all of the awards. All of the actors want to come back to it. It's not like when somebody's on the show they're desperate to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Coloma threw a fit when they wanted him to leave, right? So
yeah,
they must be doing something right in the soap world. That's how I feel, at least.
Yeah.
They listen with a grain of salt. This is a ripe conversation to just take over an entire hour, but that's not what we're here for today, is it?
Oh. Well, you know what else we saw this week is we saw Brooklyn with Link and Chase.
Oh yeah, that was
and
this
Blaze.
week too, huh?
We saw that early in the week as well, and
Brooklyn just stays lying.
I'm all for the hook coming out one more time, even though he don't got nothing to do with Trina. Maybe he can just get it because he was there, kind of like Brando did. I'm all for Link getting hooked and actually dying.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
He's out of there.
Yeah. I mean, he's not connected to Trina.
Oh,
so
she's so slimy, right?
He's super slimy. I don't really understand what's happening in this story. I don't know how GH's ratings are. Sorry. There's all kinds of information on Twitter though of people who do that kind of research. Sorry. I don't know. This is fast becoming the story that I'm least invested in.
Well, I think a lot of people feel the same way, and I do too. But they just did give them some screen time this.
Yeah,
this
things
week.
move forward.
Forward a little bit.
Brooklyn's got her songs.
Brooklyn's got her songs, even though she,
But then she's like, but she lied about how she got him back because she basically signed a gag order saying, "I'm not going to complain about you, Link. Just give me my songs back." But that's not what Chase wanted to do. Brooklyn just took the shortcut to get to the end result, so she could let him go to be back to a cop. She did it for him, but also didn't do what they agreed would be the final outcome, and didn't own up to it and tell him, which is just going to cause problems. Stop lying to Chase.
Yeah, well, Brooklyn's always been spontaneous, spontaneous, poor decision maker.
And then Chase,
Thanks on her feet, but not very well.
Then Chase feeling like he's got to be Blaze's hero. Now they're gonna start giving each other googly eyes, and BLQ isn't gonna like that. But then she's gonna have to go on tour, and Chase isn't gonna be able to do it, and he's gonna have to
maybe Blaze can be maybe Blaze will give up her career too, and she's gonna be the roughneck girl on the police force.
Maybe. I don't know.
She's gonna be a rookie. Blaze is. She's badass. I can see that happening.
Charge your wishes that Link had gotten hooked over Oz.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm with one more hook. One more hook.
One more hook. One more. I mean, I don't know. The hook likes to take long vacations.
Especially
long vacations. If Brooke kills Link, Chase will ask Scott to represent her because he wouldn't want her to be implicated. Seeing as she is, he will be a cop again. I don't know, Tyrone. Maybe. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know. Is Link gonna die? Are we gonna do murder for Link, or is he gonna get his comeuppance? Would we rather see him dead or in handcuffs?
Dead.
It's of course.
I'm sorry.
You just like everybody to die. You even want Epiphany to die, and she's a hero.
I don't see anywhere to go with the character. No, where he were to survive. What's the point?
Where you go to the character is that's her last story is making her dreams come true, and then she's off the show. That's it. You don't ever have to go anywhere with Epiphany ever again because she has lived her dreams and moved on to somewhere else. But hey, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe they feel like you do. Maybe the plane will go down. I'm still waiting to find out that Jax died in a house fire.
Well, I don't. I'm not saying that that's what I want to happen.
I know you just think it's the best way forward. It
just makes sense to me because I know Epiphany can never come back.
Yeah, I know. You need some sort of finality.
Yeah,
I understand.
Maybe that's it.
Why
Perhaps
not?
that's it. I need closure. Perhaps that's it.
Blaze would do well as Nina's new assistant at Crimson. Nobody works at Crimson. Nina doesn't even work at Crimson.
Not now. But it might be really important place 2 months from now. You never know.
When is Chase going to be a cop again? Asked Carolyn. I don't know. His review was coming up in April, so we got two more months, at least.
As soon as he and Sasha start looking at googly eyes with each other again, that's when he'll become a cop.
Oh goodness. They recycle storylines, but with a few twists. We know that the Nina and Willow storyline is practically Sam and Alexis. Oh, I don't know. I didn't remember Sam and Alexis when they first met.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, you're right. There is rehashing going on. But how can you be on since 1963 and not rehash things?
That's exactly it.
Certain point.
That really is.
Of course, you don't want it to be like super repetitious. You don't want that. But how can you kind of avoid that? How can Sonny be the last amnesia victim, or even now, what's her bucket?
Esme, yeah. Esme.
She's got amnesia currently too, and
she won't be the last one. She got super amnesia. She got way more amnesia than Mike had. Oh my God, she got mega amnesia.
You know who I want to talk about? Actually, they wouldn't show any Esme this week.
No, they didn't.
Austin. We're getting what we're hoping for.
Yeah,
for Austin.
Lots of Austin Ava.
Yeah, lots of Austin Ava, and the stuff that we're wanting for Roger as an actor, I think is happening.
So they've decided.
Looks like they've decided.
I know, Kelly. I know.
Yeah.
What, do you want me to just do something about it? You want me to just take the countdown off? You want me to just click around while I'm broadcasting and just change what this whole thing looks like because you don't want to see zeros anymore, Kelly? Kelly?
I don't see anything, you guys.
If that is your real name,
that's what
Kelly.
I see he and I.
No, I'm just not talented enough to make them go away while we're broadcasting. You're lucky I got it set up to even be on to begin with.
Yeah, the fact that it's a countdown at all is amazing, actually. Come on.
I'm not technical. I've had the shirt for 6 years. I don't know. I don't have nothing.
And the fact that we had that magazine on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what?
That was amazing, okay?
Just head and shoulders above what we've been able to broadcast in the past.
It's true. So anyway, I'm just happy to see what's happening with Austin, and I'm not surprised that he went out to Spoon Island. I expected him to follow. Mason. I expected Mason to follow Ava, and for Austin to follow Mason.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So of course they haven't shown Mason's on the island, but maybe Mason is on the island.
See, I don't know, because he was gonna follow Ava.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna come from that.
He did tell Mason to stay out of Ava's orbit as well.
Maybe Mason took Nikolas's body.
Maybe.
Or maybe Austin gave Mason Nikolas's
somewhere.
Body. Man.
Oh, you just never know what might happen, you guys.
And then okay, so
Perhaps
Austin, so Austin's trying to. He said, oh man, I wish I could quote it, but he said something that made me go, what? What was it? He was talking to. I don't. Oh, you know what? It was Ava. That's who it was. So Ava was like, I've got a lot of experience in doing this kind of crap. How do you? Right.
I tell you one thing I tell you one thing for sure next week. Adam was not going to be able to tell us if Nikolas is alive or dead because he's not known himself.
So when we were messaging, I'm like, hey, let's find a perfect time. Oh, wow, things really went from 0 to 100 on this thing. What craziness, man. Oh gosh, we gotta get you on the show quick, dude, bro, and he's like, but let's aim for next week because we gotta see what happens with Nikolas. Does his body disappear? We don't know. And he goes, yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens too. So yeah, he doesn't know. And he also said, I'll talk about everything that I'm able to. So, clearly, there's some sort of not discussing of something that I guess he should be doing, but whatever. As they
Yeah.
were. I mean, it's kind of a part of an actor's life, as I've learned. The very small amount of that they're able to talk about a project until it's announced. You know, you
Mhm.
until there is an announcement or a leak, you're not supposed to say, I am in this project doing this movie, you know, or this show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, even if Nikolas is slated to come back in 4 weeks as he's resurrected by the evil Olivia Jerome or something like that,
Yeah.
he wouldn't be able to say anything at this moment in time about it.
No.
Yeah. So, especially on our podcast, because we get out there. All right? People, everybody, everywhere knows.
But we're going to be able to talk to him about plenty of other stuff, and it's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be super fun. And it's going to be live next year, 11 a.m., right here on the 10th floor.
Yeah.
Countdown. Okay. So I restarted the countdown because Kelly was giving me a bunch of trouble. And she just like, well, just start it again. Right. And I'm like, fine. Jeez, man. Oh, I imagine that's how she's saying, just start it again. You know what you know, right? Okay, Kelly. I'm making fun. You know, I don't mean this. And then I forwarded it 15 minutes because we've already been on for an hour and 15 minutes, and so that's just a countdown for us being done.
That's fair enough.
But Chandra has decided that this is the countdown to us not talking about Alexis and Gregory. And you know what, Chandra? Just for you, we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Mason
Right.
doesn't work for Olivia Toff London. Who do you think Mason works for then? Who is involved in the Gatlin crime family? All right. This isn't the Holt. All right. This isn't the Holt side. Austin was very clear that Mason is from the Gatlin side of family.
Yeah. It's almost like he depicts his family as Hatfields and McCoys.
But they married.
Well, that's part of the reason why the Hatfields and McCoys fought so much. Somebody got married.
Oh, well, there you go.
And they're mountain people.
Oh, well, maybe they are the Hatfields and McCoys. Yeah, there's only one McCoy I know, and that's Lyndon McCoy, doctor of the Enterprise. So, bones. Yeah. He's dead, Jim. That guy.
Yeah.
On soaps, you could survive head trauma and being put in an airtight freezer. Yes, you know, especially when Biz lets you out. We haven't gotten there yet. Okay, when Elizabeth turns herself in, all right, she's gonna be like, "This is what I did. I did this, and I let Peter out, and I don't even remember I let Peter out until this moment. Oh my God, I'm such a bad person. Throw me in jail." She told Finn to kick rocks, Ma, and then Finn was like, "No, I'm gonna still support you," and I'm like, "Good God, Finn."
Mm-hmm.
You know, she said, Finn, I need you to stop being my hero. You know, your own trauma about things is being exacerbated by you always trying to be there for me. And we're always going to be family. And that's never going away. But geez, man, chill. Right?
Yeah. And I thought, and actually with all that she said to Finn, I thought Elizabeth doing a better job this week at just taking some control and ownership and, you know, maybe like making a decision that's not spontaneously dumb because of some guy.
Right. And this is what we've been building to, I think, for this story. You know, Elizabeth finding her independence again after the death of Franco. You know, I think that might be the story they've been telling. Or that's the story we accidentally fell into by the end of this thing. Whatever happened, however it happened, that's fine. I'm okay with it. But we told, you know, and then he's just like, I would like to continue to be by your side if you'd let me, Elizabeth. And I'm just like, goodness gracious, Finn. How many times does she say, stop it, go away? You're going to turn around and be like, I'm going to be there with you every step of the way. God.
Enough already, huh?
And then she's just like, okay. Like, okay, Elizabeth. Congratulations on being the biggest picture on the cover of the People magazine, though. She's slightly bigger than Luke and Laura.
Oh, I'm going shopping tomorrow. I'm going to the grocery store and stuff tomorrow. I'll
keep your eyes out for it.
That magazine.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
Betcha.
You're going to read it and just consume it, and we'll talk about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
They didn't say Mason was working for family. Didn't they? Toffland, and I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say. Maybe. Listen, it's got to be somebody. All right. They've been referring to this mysterious she for so long that she's got to be somebody significant at this point. If not, then you know we're just watching GH. But whatever.
I think it's an aunt or something. I think it's kind of like a Selena. You woo, but nothing like her at the same
Well, I
time.
don't know, because we got a lot. So we've got a lot going on right now, and we've also got stuff looming on the periphery, on the horizon, waiting to come into Port Charles. So
Yeah, and then the go-to is Olivia Jerome, and it would be a fun twist if it's somebody else.
yeah, it's Jennifer Smith. Oh my god, it's Hayden.
I hope
Hayden.
not.
Okay, it'll be Hayden. Sure, it's Hayden.
Could be.
Why not?
Why not?
Did you see the video for the photo shoot? I have not seen the video for the photo shoot, but I am excited to see the video for the photo shoot. And if it's long enough, we'll even break down the video for the photo shoot. But I don't know how long it is. If it's only 30 seconds, it's not worth it. If it's 2 minutes, then maybe. They did so they're on Valentine's Day, they are releasing the 60th anniversary cast photo. And today they dropped a behind the scenes look of them taking it and the cast going, 60 years, so fun, exciting, and having a good time.
I saw it. I didn't see the video, but I saw a still photo.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I was looking at it, trying to figure out what story that might be from going forward, and it didn't look like it was.
No, it was everybody dressed up.
But everybody was dressed up
in their black tie and all that kind of stuff.
Yep,
Kind of like the old opening of General Hospital with Luke walking off.
Yeah. Yeah, when Luke used to walk off.
Yeah, but since they did all that, they went to all of this with the suits and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they can spin a new style of intro. Something a little more classic.
So they are filming pretty much the 60th now. Then
they at least did the photo shoot for it recently.
Yeah, I bet they're filming it soon. It's not really that far away.
On One Life to Live, Roxy was there. Roxy the Lizard was on One Life to Live. What? Roxy the Lizard was on One Life to Live. I didn't know we had that kind of crossover character. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Finn doesn't care about Hayden.
We said we were. Hey Matt, you said we were going to talk about Elizabeth last. Did we talk about her?
We talked about her a little bit. She told Finn to kick rocks. I mean, I'm looking forward to he was also like, just give it one more day. Do it in the morning and talk to Scotty Baldwin about it, which gives enough time for something to convince her to not do it. Something at the wedding happens, perhaps, because that's where they're going. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching the wedding next week. I'm looking forward to the showdown. There's going to be something's going to happen there. It has to.
They're in mid-March right now, Phil. I don't know see, Angela's got her finger on the pulse of GH. I don't know where she's getting her information from, but Angela's quick going to become our most important informant, I think.
Ooh.
Angela,
so that's what they're filming right now.
Writer for Soap Opera News, Angela. Chat celebrity, Angela. Interviewer of the stars, Angela.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
They killed off Franco because of his past, but Finn currently being a creep is okay, asks Toph London. I guess there's a major difference between being so in love that I'm always going to give myself to her, even when she doesn't want it, versus actively making sure that somebody gets trigger warning R word in prison. I think that there's a major difference than that.
A little difference there, yeah.
I mean, while his events with Sam ultimately weren't true and were a trick of video editing and stuff, what he had done to Michael was still very much a thing that actually happened.
It's just as bad. In fact, it was worse.
Probably, I don't know. It's on. I don't know. I can't call one worse than the other.
He emotionally did that act to her by her not knowing it didn't happen.
Yes. Very bad thing.
But with Michael, he arranged it to happen.
Yes. Finn is just too pushy. Finn just doesn't listen. But Finn hasn't pushed anybody onto a bed, hasn't forced his will upon anybody. He's just really persistent with what he thinks Elizabeth should be doing.
He likes to rescue. Finn is a rescue guy.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, or he wants to be anyway.
Right. Well, I need to be there for you. I'm being there for you. And then they spelled it out very clearly. But why does GH think it's totally okay? They don't think it's totally okay. Elizabeth just spoke about it this week, saying, I need you to back off. Now, ultimately, he's still like, I want to be there for you, but I respect your decision. I will help you do what I think is wrong, which is kind of the difference. What Elizabeth and Finn have that the audience doesn't have is acceptance of their friendship. Finn and Elizabeth, the characters, have accepted the friendship that they have and the place that they have with each other. The trust, the okay, you can be there with me, all of that kind of stuff. The audience just isn't with them for it.
Yeah, the audience are not, there's not a big following for them. I've kind of been different. It's not that I don't want it. I'm just really kind of indifferent when it comes to Elizabeth and Finn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm more vested for Jocelyn and Dexter, actually, even though they're little bunnies. They're little bunnies.
He's controlling and emotionally abusive. I don't know if I can necessarily agree with those statements. I think those are extreme descriptions of what Finn is doing. Persistent. Say it was probably the worst thing that he's up to. I don't know if he's emotionally abusive to Elizabeth. I'm not sure if I can get behind that one. But what do I know? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see it that way. I just see it as somebody that needs to give it a break. I don't know. Have we all been there? Have we all been so in love that we just can't turn away? I don't know. I don't know. But apparently, according to Angela, which I'm going to take as truth, all of that stuff also with Michael was retconned when they put Franco with Elizabeth. Unfortunately, I guess retcon just wasn't enough for ABC. It was like, no, sorry, not that guy.
But they could really write Austin into something cool if they chose to, and I'm hoping they're kind of leaning that way right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. And then just to finish this off, Tough London, I don't really know what to answer you on this when it comes to how GH is treating Finn and whether or not what he is doing is okay because he did it for so long. You have a clear opinion as to what Finn has been up to with Elizabeth. And I can't say that it's wrong or invalid. So maybe that's exactly what went on. And they thought it was okay. I don't know what that means to you as a fan, if you want to continue to watch or if you want to write a letter or if you want to accept it as it is and maybe focus on a different story. That's totally up to you. But when it comes to the host of the 10th floor, I don't know if I can answer for the show.
No.
And let you know why Finn has done what he has done for so long.
You guys might care that we're on at 11 a.m. on Sunday mornings, but I'll tell you what, ABC, Disney, and General Hospital, they're not too worried about us.
Yeah. Not really. Yeah.
Really.
And I find it really interesting, especially when it comes to like watching soaps and soap characters and soap stories, is the different aspects that people are drawn into, the different storylines and how good or bad or wrong or right they feel these decisions and actions are. It's so different because you'll find people like me that are like, Finn is just too pushy, and people who comment saying, why is the show thinking it's okay to put this person on and portray them as a hero? Like, you see so much more depth in what Finn does and says with Elizabeth than I ever did.
Well, for me, I don't really have too much of a judgment on Finn himself. However, I would like the character of Elizabeth to be a little different, be a little more assertive, to stand in her own boots a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't, Elizabeth as a character is getting older. She's becoming a mother of adults. They need to start writing her a little more wise.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an opportunity actually for them to do that.
Maybe they are.
They could continue to make her assertive. They could continue for her to learn from her experience of Nikolas in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Of how she really kind of got emotionally blackmailed and railroaded into all
there's
that.
Somebody that emotionally blackmailed and hurt Elizabeth.
Yes, Nikolas did big time.
Yeah.
And I don't think Elizabeth would have went along with the whole Esme in the tower nonsense if she didn't in the beginning really believe that Esme was maybe a public nuisance and might stab her own child.
As soon as she found out that Esme was at the hook, she's like, oh, geez, this was my reason for doing this.
Exactly. And I think that I hope that she's able as a character to learn from all that a little bit. Stand on her own boots a little more. you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I really,
yeah.
I don't think she's going to have at least not for a while. If say Nikolas somehow survives, or comes back later, I don't see her just like totally embracing him right away. She'll stay mad for a while.
Yeah. I really think that that you're right. This is an opportunity for them to mature Elizabeth past being a mother of boys to a mother of men. I mean, she could have a grandchild at any moment now. 9 months, at any point, 9 months later from now, she could be a grandma.
Well, I think what are the boys supposed to be right now? About like around 12, 16, and 19?
It's like, yeah, it's like Cameron is early college. Jake would be in the middle of high school, and
Yes.
Aiden would be on his way soon.
Yeah, at the beginning of middle school.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how much longer can she play? I'm sorry, but they've just written her this way. She's been a damsel a lot when it comes to her relationships with her romantic relationships, not necessarily in her professionalism as a nurse or any of that, or any of the other stuff she does, or her friendships, but her relationships. She's a freaking sap. Poor thing. Poor thing. I want her to write her with a little more of, a little more of a side eye.
I hear you. Well, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out as time goes on. I mean, I don't know. I'll write some letters to ABC and get them to loosen up the restraints that they're giving GH in some way.
That's what I'd like to see happen with Elizabeth.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to get there.
Where Finn lies in there, well, who cares?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, and thinking back on Elizabeth too, Elizabeth made Franco turn himself in when he did something. I don't remember what it was, but she made him turn himself in. Like, I'm not marrying you unless you go tell the police what you did. And then he had to go to jail, and they got married in jail, and all kinds of different, So Elizabeth turning herself in for this is not, I don't think, out of character for her. And I really think that it's great that she was like, no, Finn, screw you. I thought about it all night, and I'm more resolved than I was before. And yeah, I'm going to go to this wedding because I want Portia to be happy. But after that, I'm going to call Scotty, and I'm going to prison for what I did. And you can't stop me, neener, neener, neener.
But at the same time, though, she did need an update of what was going on because she didn't know exactly what was going on. She thought Nikolas is right there in town still.
Yeah. No, she definitely needed the update and stuff, but that doesn't change her resolve. That doesn't change what I need to do for me for this situation. So we're getting what you want. However long it's taken for us to get there, I guess it's up to a matter of personal opinion as to whether or not you thought that was okay or not. I think Chandra really hits it on the head here when she says, some viewers have strong reactions to what's on screen when what's on screen mirrors personal struggles or trauma. For example, Trina getting drugged by Esme and not getting pursued for it yet. There's a lot of people out there that are very upset that Esme has not caught any sort of trouble for drugging Esme. Now, if you want to, you could layer it as much as you want when it comes to, well, she gave her 2 pills, and if you look into the medicine, that should be enough to kill somebody. So Esme attempted to kill Trina. Like, you could take it to that extreme, or you can take it as like a production thing where 2 pills looks better on TV than 1.
Yeah, but Chandra's right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on in your life, Toph London, but I don't know. Maybe you're seeing a little bit more of yourself in this Liz Finn situation, and this could be a chance for you to explore something within yourself and find some resolution. I don't know. That's what entertainment and soaps can be for us. It could be a great way to see your life and somebody that you sort of see yourself in, go through these troubles and survive, and go through these troubles and be better than they were the other day. The sun always rises. No matter what happens to you, the next day is coming. So
we all have triggers, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. So hey, Cameron deserves better. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, he does.
Great unifying statement.
I mean, I think all of us agree that, when Jocelyn started falling out of love with Cameron, whether Dex was there in her life at that moment or not, the moment that she stopped following, she felt herself not being in love anymore. She owed him to tell him that at that time. But that's never how it plays out.
No.
Never.
No. You got to have some
never how it plays out.
Got to have some really slicky, sudsy nonsense happen between all of these people. I like Cam and Esme. I don't know. There's a lot of people that want to see Cam and Esme together. I'm telling you, Esme's going to be a good little girl until she remembers.
That could happen if she doesn't know who she is. Well, I could see that spin easily, though. I absolutely could to a certain degree. I mean, it seems like a very odd pairing, but it sure does keep our William Lipton on the show.
Hey.
It does. I could see that happening. Yeah.
Tyrone
they could spin that. They could spin that, and she gets her memories back. Well, she now loves him.
Mm-hmm. It's classic soap.
Herself.
Classic soap.
She keeps it to herself. That she knows that all her nonsense that she's done, and she is truly Esme again.
Because Cameron loves
and
me
then she
now.
Starts her underlying nonsense.
Yes. Angela's all for you. Angela is just shouting in chat now for you.
Starts being her real self again.
Yes. Write it, Mama. Write it.
So in love with her by then that Jocelyn was just a roll in the hay.
Esme may be a good little girl even after she remembers. A reverse Heather. Oh. I like Cam, says Tyrone. He reminds me of Maxie's sister Georgie. She had a forgiving heart, and so does he.
That's true. Yeah. Georgie was a sweet, sweet girl.
Which is why it was so tragic when
she
was
the killed. Best in everybody all the time.
Diego Alcazar, her.
And she was always schooling Maxie, though, because Maxie was when she was at the height of her nonsense stuff. Georgie was still alive.
Georgie, are you sleeping? Oh, Georgie, my special friend.
They wanted to put little Georgie on the screen, They could have, it'd be cool. Well, no, they're never going to have Georgie back on, grown-up Georgie back on there.
Her ghost walked somebody away. Oh, she walked Nathan away.
Yeah.
She did. That was the last time I saw Georgie. Nathan died. No, I don't know. She visited Maxie since then, maybe. I don't know. She's one of those ghosts that come back.
Yeah. I just think that on screen to have both Georgies on screen at the same time be kind of cool. Yeah. You really see how much they look alike. Like we do with Sonny and little Donna. So cute.
Daddy wants some ice cream, Daddy.
Gosh, she's cute. He's so cute. We're going to have Violet and Donna together for some reason. I mean, quick cuteness overload.
So that scene in the hospital was nice because it really does show the everlasting family unit that is going to exist between Sonny, Carly, Nina, and everybody. All this focus has been on Willow and their relationship with Carly and Nina and all that kind of stuff. And here comes Donna running through to remind the audience that it just ain't Willow, y'all. Because you see Donna, she's running around interacting with all these people with no judgment, with no you did this, with no hate or anything like that. She's like, hey, Carly, Mama, let's go and do this thing. Oh, Nina is here. Let's go party Nina. Hey.
Yes. Carly is now on the opposite end of the relationship that she has with Avery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the flip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically.
Hey.
She's Mama Carly with Avery.
Mm-hmm.
And now Nina's going to wind up being
Mama Nina.
Oh, that's going to flip her out. And it would be normal for her to put those two words together because there's already Mama Carly.
Yeah, you're
all
second
time
mama.
with her sister.
Yes, especially when Sonny and Nina get married.
Gosh. That would make Carly's hair just like.
When did this ageism start? Sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. They're talking about Blaze and Cameron in the chat. Getting together. And then Melissa's like, well, Blaze is too old for Cameron. When did this ageism start? When did it become inappropriate for somebody a decade apart to date another person on a soap? I don't understand where this has come from, but it is new for me.
I don't know.
It's like, it comes up so often. It's like, well, no, that person's too old for them. Like in real life too. Like if I met somebody that was 50 and we fell madly in love, what's the problem with that?
Absolutely nothing.
Or if I found somebody that was 21 and fell madly in love with that person, what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Now, if I fell in love with somebody who was 15, that's different. That's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, folks.
Yeah. I don't know, Matt.
But hey, to eat, like I said, to each your own. Watch your show as you like. If you don't like it, don't like it. But if you do like it, love it. Love it even.
Yeah.
But the wall comes up When you say, hey, you like that, you shouldn't stop. That's when it becomes too much. Don't do that.
Hey, are any of you interested in watching the Super Bowl later today? Any of you?
I'm not.
Just curious.
I'm not.
I will be watching the Super Bowl. However, not because I really care about the game at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there with my mother-in-law and my husband and eat snacks and look at commercials and watch Rihanna. But the game itself,
You're beautiful
whatever.
in the sky.
Whatever. But yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah, she's supposed to watch all kinds of stuff anyway.
Beautiful
Halftime
like
shows are always so over the top. It'll be wonderful.
See, look at that. Chandra's had a huge crush on Harrison Ford, and he's 81. All right. What's that guy with the mustache?
You know that guy with the mustache and the voice?
Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott.
Everybody loves Sam Elliott, and he's 180.
Yeah. He was so good on the ranch. I loved him on the ranch.
Medora's into the Super Bowl. Medora, hey, welcome to the show. If you guys been watching, because you have been, say hello in the chat, because I'm gonna say we're gonna get back in the elevator in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I started this counter twice.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
What else happened this week? That was about it, huh?
That's pretty much it. There was a few stories featured, but heavily. So we didn't get a bunch of well, of course, every scene is a little quick snip, but it was a bunch of quick snips of the same stories.
Well, what I did love was I love the little scenes with Portia and Trina and the the something old and something new, something borrowed, something blue, all that. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was
suffragette or whatever it was thing.
Yeah, the little medical
little medical symbol. Yeah, that was neat. Portia was beautiful in her dress. I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to seeing what the dress was, and I don't remember if they'd shown it before or not.
So
but
pretty.
It was
I don't
good.
think they did show it before
because it's like white and there's like some gold on it, I think, and then it's kind of like low cut where it matters, and it's very nice.
And her the way they've done her, I really noticed her makeup. The way they did her makeup on her eyes is really beautiful and dramatic.
Yeah.
But the dresses, yes. Yeah. And when to carry off a dress like that,
you gotta be a beautiful woman with a rocking bod.
Feel pretty confident. You gotta look something like Brooke Kerr, I think.
Yeah. Well, hey, folks, enjoy the wedding that's coming up next week. Enjoy the Super Bowl commercials that are going to be on today. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know if they're any good as they were in the 90s. But hey, enjoy the commercials. Still do them. Enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna. That's how you say it, Rihanna, right? She's not Rihanna, she's Rihanna.
Oh.
But that's okay. Well, the world has decided she's Rihanna, and she's just rolling with it.
So it's
Rihanna. If you were to ask her what her name is, she would say, "Hi, my name is Rihanna."
I should be able to remember that since my own middle name is Anne.
Yeah.
And
but hey, it's not like if you were
is the same.
But it's not like, when they're like, "Oh, welcome to the stage, Rihanna." She comes out of the microphone, snatches it from the person's hand, and say, "It's Rihanna." Like, it's fine.
No. Okay.
Wedding or non-wedding, we'll see. Stella's bound to come back and ruin things.
Remember, you guys,
that you don't hear.
Do you remember when it was Patrick and he was marrying, I believe, what the hell? What was her name? Anyway, he was getting married, and then Robin showed up at the back of the church.
Yes, she's marrying Sabrina or something.
Like that. Yes, Sabrina. Yes, Sabrina. I don't know why I kept on thinking Selena at the same time thinking, I know it's not Selena. I know it's not Selena. I was close. Anyway. Yes, something like that. Do you remember that scene, you guys? But it won't be so dramatic because little Robin turned around.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mommy! And saw her at the back of the church.
All right, folks. Yep, Sabrina. Remember my name, Sabrina.
Well, I think it might be, of course, completely different, but we might have a little Aunt Stella action at the back of the church.
Sabrina Santiago, is that Juan's sister? I remember Juan Santiago. Yes. Because I remember watching him, and I don't remember what year it was, but I remember that I was, a younger man. I'm probably a teenager, probably maybe in the high school before I was 18 and made it obvious to the world. And then I remember it, and I was like, "Oh, this one's kind of cute. Look at him." But, this was 20 years ago, right? Hey, Jakarius, you came on just in time to find out that next week we're going to have Adam Huss live right here, 11 a.m. Nikolas Cassadine number 4. Going to be right here on the 10th floor.
What do you want to call him? You want to call him Dead Nikolas? You want to call him Nikolas in the stables? What do you want to do?
I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
At this point, if they don't do something with him, they're going to call him Smelly.
I'm going to call him Smelly Nikolas. One's cousin.
Anyway, he's going to be on our show next week, Adam.
Yes, Adam Huss live right here on the 10th floor. We're going to talk about role. We're going to get down deep into climbing into the role of Nikolas Cassadine here. And working with legends, Jeannie Francis and Mara West, and even scenes with Nicholas Alexander Chavez, and just goodness gracious, just great stuff.
Yes.
So we're very much looking forward to that. Hopefully you can join us right here live next week on the 10th floor with Adam Huss. It's going to be super fun. Also, we're going to do our best to broadcast on Wednesday to talk about GH kind of midweek. Hopefully we'll have some wedding shenanigans and whatever else we decide to come up with. It's not like there's a tight schedule for what we talk about on the 10th floor. So I imagine we'll be just as loosey-goosey with just a smidgen less energy on Wednesday night. So join us for that. Keep your eyes open for that. And, 6:30, 7 o'clock or so, probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I can't always leave work early on Wednesdays to do this. So,
That's got to have that.
I also have a late work day. Like I work a 9 to 6, which is strange,
Why y'all don't change that?
I don't know.
8 to 5 makes more sense.
I'm not in charge of it, but there's talk. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm getting back on the elevator as I need to read about Adam Huss's life, his dogs, his husband, his career, all kinds of different stuff. So it's going to be super fun.
We got to read about stuff, right?
Got to read about all that stuff. Be ready for it next week. So I'm getting on the elevator. I'm going back down to the first floor. Getting out of here, going to the parking garage. There's nobody to duck and dive, all right? Mason, he's on Spoon Island, stalking Ava. Victor is really busy, all right? The Pikemans haven't come to town yet. We're good. Today is safe in the parking garage. You can go into your car. You can turn your radio to previous episodes of the 10th floor because everybody's got a fancy, cool radio that connects to, like, your phone and stuff, So you can listen to podcasts on Spotify, on Apple, on Google Play, and all the places that you can find podcasts. And if we just so happen to not be on your favorite podcasting app, you let me know on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. And I'll point you in the right direction or add it to the podcast app you're trying to use. And then give us a follow there anyway. Because we talk about GH all week long.
Yeah. Do we have an Instagram thing too?
We do have an Instagram. It's also 10th Floor GH.
Okay.
So I don't use that super much, but I do put up our weekly cover art, which gives you the opportunity to talk about it and share with your friends and all that kind of stuff. So give us a follow. I imagine if we wind up going to the convention again in June, I think Instagram might be where I'd be putting some fun content. So give us a follow there in preparation.
Yeah. We are going to try to go if it turns, they're not even selling tickets to it yet. Man, but we are going to try to go. Yeah. Right, Matt?
Yeah. Yes, we're going to try very much to go. And, I know this is shameless plug and stuff, but I did set up that buymeacoffee.com/10th floor. If you ever want to go in there and just chip in whatever you're comfortable with, or, there's like membership levels of stuff that I haven't done anything for, but, anything from $1 to $5 to $10 to $12, it's whatever. Whatever you feel like you could do, can afford, or want to do, you can send that to us on buymeacoffee.com/10th floor, and it would only help us do these things that we want to do, like go to the convention or buy a board game or do all kinds of different fun GH content. When it comes down to it, we can sit here and talk about it for free forever. But if we ever want to do something more fun than that, it does come with an expense, which is the real world. So anything you can do, whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to ask for this stuff online yet. People are so smooth with it, I'm not. It's awkward.
It is. Anyway,
I'm
we want to do all that stuff.
I'm in the parking garage. I've tuned my car to previous episodes.
Last year when we got to go, gosh, we paid for that 2 years before that.
Yeah, the pandemic really stretched things out. But then there's only 12 months in between, so maybe it'll be a better or worse experience. We'll see. I don't know. Figure it out.
I don't know. We better get on the elevator. My goodness, it's not going to stay open forever.
Merch for you. Well, Kelly, the mug is available on my mom's Poshmark store. And also available on Buy Me a Coffee. You can get a 10th floor mug there as well. How that works out on Buy Me a Coffee, I don't know. I'll probably have to email you and ask you what your address is, but we'll figure it out.
We will.
I would love to be able to do merch, Melissa, but unfortunately, Max Updates GH just made all the good merch. You know, like go check that out because my God, they've got some cool shirts.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They do. So I
We'll
don't know.
come up with something someday. You
I
go.
don't know. You want a quarter-main pizza cutter? We'll put a we'll make a Thanksgiving pizza cutter.
Are you guys interested in a T-shirt?
You know, like put on the T-shirt.
Well, couldn't we put the hospital on there with 10th floor?
I guess because the hospital's just a building. They don't own the hospital.
Exactly.
You know,
they don't own the hospital.
Link for Mom's Poshmark. Oh gosh, Mom, what's your Poshmark name? Is it poshmark.com/? You don't know.
Actually, off the top of my head, no, I don't. But what I will do is I will send a Poshmark to Twitter.
Okay.
And
yeah, we'll retweet a Poshmark ad for you, Kelly.
Yeah, we'll retweet and it is in my Poshmark store. And you get shush. I'm listening to the 10th floor mug.
Yeah.
And you get your own personal mossy ball.
Yeah.
I'll have to put one together where to show you guys what it looks like when it will arrive at your house. I don't have that prepared, but maybe Wednesday I will. How about that?
Maybe.
Sound good?
Maybe. Ma, I was thinking, with your hairstyle the way it is right now, you and Gladys need to take pictures together as sisters.
Well, if I ever do another character,
Gladys.
I will be doing Gladys.
All right, sounds good. Halloween.
If I ever do another character, it'll be Gladys. Because
Well, I appreciate all the merch enthusiasm, you guys. So, we'll check it out on the, check it out on Mom's Poshmark. We'll tweet a link to it. You can also, buymeacoffee.com/10floor. If you do the membership thing, we will have to eventually do bonus content for member exclusive things. So, maybe that'll be some inspiration for us to work harder. I don't know. But we have been just chit chat. It's like leaving your aunt's house. Okay, we're going to go. And then you just talk another 10 minutes and okay, we're going to put your shoes on, Matt. We're leaving. And then it's just another 15 minutes.
I will be quiet. I'm quiet.
Life. All right. We're getting in the cars. We're getting out of here. So join us next week, 11 o'clock with Adam Huss. Join us on Wednesday at about 6:30, 7 o'clock for just some fun GH content and whatever else we come up with. In the meantime, go spend some time with your families on this Super Bowl Sunday. I have been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye, everybody.